And this is just a quick review of the Venompool Build-A-Figure wave of Marvel Legends figures. So this is for the most part one of probably the best Build-A-Figure waves we've gotten in a long time. It's not perfect by any means. Some of these figures are, you know, not really must-haves, but for the most part, right, a lot of the figures here are really well done, and they would fit in a lot of, you know, your Spider-Man collections. So let's take a closer look at each of the individual figures, and then we'll go straight to the Build-A-Figure. Starting with what I feel is probably the weakest of the bunch. This is the Venomized Miles Morales. So he uses the same buck as the Kid Spider-Man figures that we've gotten, I don't know when, quite a while ago. So you know, same buck as this Miles Morales. The only differences would be the resculpted head, the arms all the way from the top to the bottom, as well as the feet. But otherwise it's the same buck. Looking closer at the figure, I think the head sculpt turned out really well. No complaints there. You know, the teeth really well done, and the veins as well. So the veins and the paint don't really match up for some of the veins, but otherwise it's really well done. So the body is the same as the regular Miles Morales. I wish they put some veins there as well as detail, but I guess for cost saving they just used the plain buck. Again, the arms, this one has sculpted in veins, as well as that sculpted in talon there, which is nice. And then he has these huge Venom hands, which as well are really nicely done, in my opinion. Plastic itself is this, you know, darker, I wouldn't say, I don't know, it's darker purple bordering black, which is nice. Looking at the feet, so that's the only other remolded part. He has these 4 toes. So yeah, really not my favorite of the bunch. It doesn't come with accessories either, so not really my favorite, but it's really well articulated, just like the regular Miles Morales buck, so can't complain there. I wish it does come with, you know, more accessories. Double jointed there, just to round him out. Maybe some bladed hands or something, replacement bladed hands, waist joint. So with that together, you can, you know, go that much. Important for a Spider-Man buck. Upper waist swivel, double joints, pivot, rocker. So yeah, well articulated, can't complain much. Just not my favorite of the bunch. So let's put him right there and do the next one. Okay, so now the next one, second least favorite, is this Venomized Gwen Stacy Spider-Man. Call him Ghost Spider. She for the most part uses the same buck as, you know, female teen body, so nothing special there. But there's a lot of remolded parts. So this hood part is remolded with this extended tongue. Her jacket, it has those molded in spikes. The forearms has these molded in spike as well, and then you have these new clawed hands. Torso and legs are the same. The toes has this claw, which would look good on X-23, I guess, but maybe not as much, just because of these sculpted details for her shoes. Tongue itself has a lot of details. So as you can see, the hood is nicely painted. The head is plain. I think that's still the original Gwen Stacy Spider-Man head. The tongue is not flexible. Not flexible. No, there's no bendy wire or anything, so it's just a stiff plastic, but you can work around it, put it in some decent poses. There are some painted on teeth there, but there are some unpainted teeth as well, which they painted that as well just to, you know, for continuity's sake. In terms of articulation, it's pretty much the same as the Gwen Stacy, which means it's lacking. Head turns, no pivot on the neck. Can look down, but hindered by this one. Good range of motion there. Arms turn around, and the female, lacking in all the female figures of Hasbro anyway. That joint with the swivel hinge. Diaphragm joint that is severely limited. Nothing much we can do there. Legs only go that much out, that much forward and back. Swivel, double joints, swivel and hinge. So I mean, we've seen this figure before. It's really lacking in articulation. I wish they'd release an updated Gwen Stacy Spider-Man body, or a female teen body buck in general, just because we're sorely needing an updated one. So again, not my favorite, but a good one. Let's go to the next one. Okay, so next one is Morbius. I think this point forward, all of the other figures are above average to great. Starting with this Morbius figure, I don't see any remolded parts on this guy. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not really a big Marvel Legends collector, so I'm probably wrong, but I can't remember this buck being used by anything else. Especially the top body. The legs, maybe they look generic enough, but yeah. Does come with one accessory, so this cape, which just pegs on the back, which is good. You can swing it left and right for certain poses, like windswept cape poses. You can utilize that. The head is definitely Morbius. I don't know why they went with this windswept back head thingy. Maybe accurate to the comics, I don't know, but yeah, it just looks limiting in my perspective. Nicely creepy elongated face, as vampires usually do. Have the teeth are nicely painted, which is nice. Really like the head sculpt on this guy. Has this slightly off purple, dark purple bondage bodysuit for lack of a better term. It's nice. Also love the elongated arms, so you know, he just looks, you know, he just looks wrong when you look at his proportions, which is what you want to feel anyway when you're looking at the vampire, I guess. Nicely sculpted body, black bondage belt, and then the rest of the body is just plain purple plastic, which is not bad. I think it's accurate to the comics. There's can't remember, it's the late 90s representation of Morbius. The cape itself is nicely torn, some holes, so yeah, really nice representation. No articulation. Head can go up, down, no pivot, swivel. Arm can only go that much up, turns all the way around, swivel. Double joints on the elbow, which gives you enough motion, swivel, hinge. There is an ab crunch, which is surprising because of this belt piece. It's not hindering the crunch that much forward, not much back, but he doesn't need it anyway. It's not a Spider-Man figure. Swivel. Let's go all the way out. Forward, back not much, side not much, swivel. Double joints that go only slightly over 90, boot cut, hinge, and swivel. So I mean, not much articulation, but no, he's not Spider-Man. He's not supposed to be that agile, I guess, so it doesn't really matter. Definitely better than the other two. If you don't have a Morbius yet in your collection, he will definitely fit. Okay, next up is Phage. So this guy really surprised me. I didn't think I'd like him as much as I do, just because I have no attachment to the Phage character. But I think this guy was really well done. Nice articulation. He has this one accessory which we'll go through later on. Nicely painted. So yeah, really happy with that. This guy turned out. So actually 2 accessories. So first off, let's start with the head. So I think this head is really well done. I like the gaping mouth, nicely painted teeth. There's some imperfections on that one tooth, but it's not too bad. Nicely painted head sculpt. The body, okay, so just taking the sculpt, I think this one is the Bucky Cap mold, if I'm not mistaken. He does look like the Bucky Cap mold. I don't have samples of Bucky Cap mold here, so which is unfortunate. But yeah, I think this is the exact Bucky Cap mold, except for the arms, or the hands, sorry. This looks like a Bucky Cap arm with this thing glued on. So as you can see, this one is just a separate piece that's glued on. You can't remove that. Same with the leg, Bucky Cap leg with this molded piece glued on. He also has this backpack. Just completes the look, right? It's just pegging on the back there. So yeah, definitely the Bucky Cap mold in my opinion. Now he does have this claw piece which has a different color, yellow, just because I think this one is molded in black, painted in yellow. But for the most part, you know, the slime and all that, it looks really nice. But since it's such a pointy piece, this is made of rubbery plastic to avoid injuries. Now he does have a regular claw hand as well, so you can just peg there. Now articulation for this guy is standard Bucky Cap mold, all the way up, all the way down, swivel, no hinge, no pivot, all the way around. Arm goes that much, yeah, you can do more. Swivel, double joint, hinge, swivel, ab crunch goes that much out, that much back, swivel, that much forward, that much back, swivel, double jointed knees, hinge, and then the ankle toe pivot and rocker. Some marbling there on the feet. That's the only part of this figure where I see the marbling. So yeah, I definitely, Bucky Cap, definitely, you know, he's very simplistic, but because of the mix of the accessories and the head sculpt, I really like how he's implemented. So he's, yeah, one of my favorites of this wave. Let's just stand him up there and let's go to the next one. Okay, so next one is this really nice Carnage figure. So this is not the head that he comes by default with, but I do prefer this head just because it's the Carnage that I do love, know and love. I think he's a brand new sculpt. I've never seen this sculpt before. I'd say 95% this is all new. As you can see, the body looks like it's muscles. It's like remove all the skin on one person and then put the black goo on top of it. That's how it looks like. So it looks really yucky and all that, but I think it's fitting on a Carnage figure. As I've said, never seen this mold before, so I think this is on all unique, all new mold, and it definitely fits Carnage. The proportions as well, slightly elongated arms, the really lanky body as well, definitely fitting a Carnage figure. Does come with 2 accessories, so as I've said, the alternate head, so just pops off and on really easy. Let me show you. And this is the god of the symbiote's head, the null head, which again is also nicely done. So let's just do a comparison of that one, but I do prefer this default Carnage head. I think the swirl, I do remember the comics, this swirl I think is the other way around, should be mirrored the other way. But yeah, just an awesome figure. Lots of molded in detail. These tendrils as well, I like that they're not symmetrical. Usually Hasbro does these things in a symmetrical way. Just, you know, it just doesn't work if they're symmetrical. Nice molded in details, nice toes. This back piece is removable, but no, I just keep it there. Just looks nice as well, nice and asymmetrical. So yeah, really good. I think this is the best Carnage figure that Hasbro's released so far. So let me just put on the regular Carnage head again, and let's go for articulation. So all the way out, really nice motion there, all the way down, tilting, swivel. Does have butterfly joints, but it's a little bit limited for some reason. I don't know what's limiting it, but it is limited for some reason. But it does give you a bit more flexibility, so it's not too bad. A little bit is better than nothing. Arm goes out, swivel, double jointed elbows go all the way, which is nice. Hinge and swivel. Waist joint is ratcheted for some reason. Forward bend on the body gives you that much, which is nice. Really needed for a Carnage figure. Back, not much, but it's enough, I guess. Legs go that much out, which is really good. Better than the original Pizza Spidey, at least. Forward is nice. Back is limited. Swivel, double jointed knees all the way, nice. Hinge goes up and down, and the only complaint I have is the ratcheting on the, I don't know why they put ratchets on the feet, and they are slightly, you know, out of place as well. So the resting position of the ratchet is slightly angled that way, which doesn't work for standing. So you have to put it in between ratchets to get it to stand well. But otherwise, you know, it's not bad. It's just a minor quibble. This is a really nice Carnage implementation. So let's just put Carnage there. And let's go for the next one. Okay, and the last but certainly not the least before the BAF is this guy. This is the movie Venom, which is really nice. I need to shift this up because this guy is gonna get tall. But yeah, this guy is really nicely done. I think the only drawback or negative that I can think of this guy, well, there's another one, but the main negative is the fact that he is a movie Venom. I prefer that we get him in, you know, the normal comic look, just because all of these guys are comic figures and he won't fit in there. But yeah, he's a really nicely done Venom, so you can see. We just move these guys to the side so that you can see him in all his glory. There you go. So yeah, he's just a really well done Venom figure, in my opinion. He's really tall as well. As you can see, towers over all the other figures of the wave. And for a regular release, that's really nice. So he is very movie accurate as well. So these veins, and I don't know if you've seen the Venom movie. If you haven't, I'd suggest you check it out. It's really awesome. Only drawback that movie is the total lack of Spider-Man, but I think they that was intentional. I think they wanted to give Venom a separate backstory that's not related to Spider-Man. But yeah, really nicely done figure, in my opinion. I'll take a closer look at the head sculpt. One drawback is, you know, the unclean way they made the teeth. I guess they might have done that on purpose, but no, I wish they'd done that a little bit cleaner. Head is long, as this Venom character really is anyway. Has all these painted veins. Again, not that clean, doesn't align with the sculpted detail, but you know, it's not bad. Nice musculature as well, nice proportions. So yeah, nicely done Venom. I'm not giving him I keep saying nicely done Venom, but that's just it. It's really nice. I can't do this guy justice. You need to see him in person to properly appreciate how nice he is. Now it does come with a few accessories, so he has a matching closed fist on the other arm, other hand, and a matching clawed fist on this one. So if you want 2 claws or 2 fists, you can do that. He also comes with this alternate head with the tongue out, which again is really nicely done, except for the teeth. Although you can argue he's supposed to look yucky and messy anyway, so the messy teeth, not really a bad deal. So let me change the heads. So that head does come off really easy. It's a bit tight. Let's see. This one's a bit tight. Again, this one is a bit more comic looking. Not because of the tongue, but because of the shape. I think this kind of shape is more the comic look. But this one with the tongue out hides that a bit, I think. So yeah, really nicely done. Now the other bit that's good is the articulation. Now he does have one limiting factor in the articulation, and that's the head. So the head doesn't look up at all, not as much as you need, because you want Venom to be running on all fours sometimes, and you can't really do that if he can't look up more than that, which is a serious bummer. But he can look down, does swivel, pivots just a little bit. The arm is on a heavy ratchet, goes all the way around, goes that much up, swivel, double joints, goes all the way in. There is the molded detail on the underarm as well, so yeah, nicely done molded detail there as well. Forward and back swivel there, and he does have this nice diaphragm joint, similar to the Spider-Man from the retro wave, which gives him a lot of range of motion on the upper torso. And if you like posing your figures, you'd know what I mean. Having a nice diaphragm joint gives you a lot of it conveys a lot of emotion, I think, a lot of character. Then you do have that waist joint that goes ab crunch, that goes forward. So with both of them, you can go that much forward. You can even go that way. So you can put him in a lot of dynamic poses, not not a difficult way as well. So nice. Feet go all the way around, all the way up. So yeah, you can go put him in a lot of web slinging poses as well. If only he had a better head joint. Anyway, swivel there, double jointed knee, no thigh cut. I wish he did have that, probably on the lower part, but you know, that's not too bad, or upper part. Up and down motion, and then you do have that pivot. So yeah, out of all of these, I mean, if you're not looking, forget the BAF. This guy, this arm does tend to pop out. I don't know why. Maybe they intended for him to be a Build-A-Figure at some point and then decided not to pursue that. But yeah, Definitely the best out of the 6 regular figures. Let's just put them side by side. But you know, we haven't seen the creme de la creme yet, and that is the BAF. So let's do that one next. Okay, now definitely the best figure of the wave, at least in my opinion, is this Venompool BAF. He's probably the best BAF we've gotten from Hasbro, period, in my opinion. I know we've gotten quite a few good ones, like that Kingpin one and the Hulkbuster, but this one I think really takes the cake. I think none of the BAFs, at least that I've gotten, beats this one, and I'll tell you why. So starting off with the head sculpt, look at that. See all the texturing on the mask as well. Nicely cleanly painted teeth, and this purple tongue, which is not removable, by the way. But yeah, really nice. He looks like, you know what he looks like to me? You know, I'm not familiar with the mythos of this guy, right? But what he looks like to me is, you take the symbiote body, take the cloth from the Deadpool suit, and just staple them on top of the... It looks like the cloth pieces are stapled onto the head directly, which is nice. So see this one as well. It feels smooth, and then you have this textured body, and then you have these staples. It looks like he stapled on parts of the suit on his body, which looks painful, but no, it seems appropriate for a Deadpool character, right? He'll do that. He's crazy enough to do that. The texturing on the body is really nice, how the texturing works. So I don't know how these claws work. Are these claws on, you know, inside the glove or something like that? Because this is definitely textured, right? But the claws are smooth. So do those claws stab through the gloves? I don't know. And in that case, why aren't they painted? I don't know. Just a minor complaint, but they do look nice. This thing is a separate piece, so it doesn't hinder articulation. Haven't tried removing that. Probably easier to remove prior to attaching the BAF pieces, but no, Deadpool won't be Deadpool without that. Again, this one is a separate piece as well. See, it's not glued or anything. Again, with the stapled thing, nicely painted belt buckle there. In place of the the normal arm straps and leg straps that Deadpool uses. This is like an iron bracer. You know, it looks like he got trapped on something, and then he just pulled off the chains, both on the legs and arms. So nice. I love the proportion of this guy with the tiny legs and the huge body. So that's definitely a Venom callback. Oh, I didn't talk about the sword. So the sword as well is rightfully huge. So like look at that compared to Bucky Cap. So it's more than half of a Bucky Cap figure. And the texturing on the blade looks like, you know, it's a dull piece of metal with a pointy end, which is really cool. And there's some paint scrapes on the handle just when you insert it on the hand. The hand is a bit tight, so that's the only complaint I have. Oh, I don't know what that is. Looks dirt. First time I've seen that. Looks like poop. Don't know where that came from. I have to remove that, but anyway, nice molded detail on the sheath, on the handle, and they just go through there pretty smoothly, no problems. So it does come with 2 alternate hands. So he comes with an alternate clawed hand, so if you want 2 claws, you can do that. And he has an alternate gripping hand if you want 2 swords. and the articulation is different. So the clawed hands does have this in and out, and then this one does have the up and down. Now one drawback to that is, while this one still works, you know, the forward and back doesn't seem to work well with the bracers. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I haven't been able to work that out well. So yeah, nicely done, nicely done. I think this is my favorite BAF, at least in recent memory. So in terms of articulation, right, you go look all the way up, which is cool. You know, you want Venom to be able to run forward. Looks all the way down as well. No tilting, but you can, a little bit of tilting, I guess, but not that much. And then go all the way around. Arm can go that much out, and then that much down, so no problems there. All the way around, heavy ratchets there. Swivel can't go all the way around, but you can force it, but you know, it gives you what you need. Single joint, which goes 90 degrees, which is really good. Swivel, and as I've said, non-functioning up and down motion on this hand, but functioning for the claw hand. So yeah, ab crunch, only one click, but so that much, so not that much. More clicks moving back, so you can do that much, which is okay. Swivel at the waist, again ratcheted. I don't know why this was all ratcheted. Feet goes forward that much, doesn't go back at all, or not that much, at least not much to the side. Swivel, double jointed knees, which is really good for this, a figure this size. Feet very heavy, ratchet on the tilt forward and back, and then swivel, pivot. So yeah, really nicely done BAF. I really like how this guy turned out. So out of this wave, I think this Venompool is my favorite, closely followed by that Venom. Okay, just one last size comparison. So here they are with Retro Spider-Man. So as you can see, Retro Spider-Man is about the same size as Carnage and Phage. Here they are with the Pizza Spider-Man. This one is the RAF version, again about the same size as Carnage. So these are probably the guys you'd be displaying this with, so good to see how they stack up. And here is Venom with the MCU Spider-Man. So that's how he stacks up, which I think is a nice height, right? Okay, so final thoughts. As I've said, this is probably the best Spider-Man wave we've gotten, and probably the best BAF we've gotten from Hasbro in a long time. I can understand if you know, some of these figures are not the best for you, so I'd probably skip these two if you don't want them. Phage, maybe to a lesser degree, might be skippable as well, but you'll be doing yourself a disservice, because this guy is really awesome. So I'd get those three just to complete Venompool. As I've said, Venompool is probably the best BAF we've gotten from Hasbro in a long time. So yeah, awesome wave. I'd say get them all just to get Venompool. Now, otherwise, this guy's awesome as a standalone. This guy's awesome as standalone, and these other two slightly less awesome but still good as standalone figures. So more or less nice wave. So yeah, if you like that review, please do leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. This has been Grimtrigger, and this has been the really awesome Venompool wave of Marvel Legends figures. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.